The destroyer of Kongs. No, not your dog, the Skullcrawlers. These deadly bastards are the main villains on Skull Island in the Monsterverse. They may not be actual titans, which you can learn more on in this previous video I made, but they are still monsters. And we need to break down all monsters. It is the way. Skullcrawler, Monster Breakdown. Let's get to it. Reptilian in nature, the Skullcrawlers resemble mosasaurs, snakes, and beasts from myths and legends. Their semi-translucent earthy gray skin combined with their eerie white heads deliver one of the most frightening looking creatures in all the Monsterverse. To go with this freaky coloration, the beasts also have features that are unlike anything ever seen on our planet. Like how their skeletons appear to be bursting out from their skin, like starved animals and humans. There is a reason for this, and we will get to that later on in the video. The species also has two gigantic forelimbs that when reaching adulthood would grow giant spikes out of the elbows. And having no back legs gives the Skullcrawlers a bipedal strange look. On top of that, the monsters have prehensile tails, which if you don't recall means that they have full control of their tails, similar to an arm and hand. We see this in all sorts of wildlife on our real planet today. Unlike the animals who have this in real life, the Skullcrawlers aren't using their prehensile tails to grip trees, much preferring to wrap it around the neck of their next prey instead. You would think these creatures would be frail and weak with how slender their bodies are, but it's actually quite different. Their bodies are pure muscle, much like a snake, meaning that they can take a pummeling from a gigantic ape and keep on coming. Let's move on to the beasts' heads. Although the actual name for these creatures is unknown and not spoken of by the natives on Skull Island, the nickname Skullcrawler does come from the appearance of their heads, due to the white skull-like appearance of their crowns, along with what appears to be an eye socket on each side of the head. Contrary to belief, these are not the creature's eyes, but actually an adaptation evolved to confuse any Skullcrawler prey or threats. Their actual eyes are very small in comparison to the size of their heads, and these beady eyes have pupils that resemble goats or sheep. And if you've been up close to a goat eye, you would know that their pupils are freaky as hell. Lastly, you wouldn't want the Skullcrawler to take a chomp out of you. 2 rows of razor-sharp teeth that resemble python teeth are deadly, and I do mean deadly. Avoiding these jaws of death is no easy task, especially when the Skullcrawlers have forked tongues that can shoot out like a chameleon's, snatching prey in the blink of an eye and bringing them to their horrible demise. Skullcrawlers vary in shape and size, but the Monarch reports give us something to go off of. For their height, the infants are known to be around 12 feet tall, and when reaching adulthood, they can go all the way up to 100 feet tall when standing straight up. Lengthwise, the young ones start off around 35 feet long and can grow up to 200 feet long once fully grown. For their weight, the infants start off around 10 tons and quickly grow to a mass of 100 tons depending on what they just ate for dinner. These creatures are pack hunters, but that doesn't mean they can't be highly successful lone wolf hunters as well. They are persistent killers, naturally fearless, and grow more and more intelligent with age. This is fueled by an endless hunger for flesh. Remember when I said the Skullcrawlers look like they are starving? Well, that's because they are. Their metabolism is so high that they have to almost always be on the hunt for their next meal in order to sustain their growth and stay alive. That's why you see them throw themselves at Kong when they are small and have little chance at harming him, and why they chase tiny humans. Because we are quick and easy sources of energy, like a protein bar. There are also rumors that Skullcrawlers enjoy feasting on humans, even enough to learn how to mimic the cries of children to lure humans in. The constant hunger they face has turned these creatures into sadistic beings. Skullcrawlers are durable and relentless. They are intelligent hunters capable of devising tactics for their attacks, and have a variety of weapons to use like their tails, tongue, and deadly teeth. They can detect heat signals from miles away due to their olfactory system, and some have even managed to learn how to mimic the sounds of their prey. They have speed, agility, and evasiveness that is top of the line. They are truly built to kill, but they do have some weaknesses. They are always hungry, and that makes them make sometimes dumb decisions in order to get their next meal, getting them killed more often than not. And although their extending tongue is a nice feature, the fact it's connected to their internal organs is a serious design flaw. With all that being said, the Skullcrawler is a alpha predator and monster. They get an 80 out of 100 on the Monster Power Report. Alright residents, I hope you liked this video and learned something about Kong's arch enemies on Skull Island in the Monsterverse. Big thanks once again to the Dope Pope for his artwork. Make sure to check his page, which I'll link down below. So here's a question for you guys. Would you watch monster breakdown videos on, let's say, Witcher, Star Wars, or other universes out there? Let us know, because that sounds like it'd be kinda cool, at least in my opinion. There's a lot more monsters out there outside of the Godzilla and Kong universe. But anyway, on that note, this has been Jacob, and peace out everyone.